Okay, let's be real. Hearing the word tumor can be pretty jarring, especially when it just pops up out of nowhere on an x-ray. But when the diagnosis is an enchondroma, the story is almost always a reassuring one. We're going to break down exactly what that means so you have a super clear guide to understanding this really common finding. So here's our game plan. We'll follow the typical journey, starting with how these things are usually found completely by accident. Then we'll get into what symptoms to look out for, how doctors are so sure about the diagnosis, and then the big question, do we treat it or just watch it? We'll also walk through what surgery is like if you need it, and most importantly, what you can expect for the long haul. You know, for most people, the whole journey with an enchondroma starts with a total surprise. It's often found on an x-ray that was taken for something completely different, maybe like a minor sprain or a fall. And this is the first question on literally everyone's mind. You go in thinking you have a small injury, and suddenly you're hearing the word tumor. It can be a really confusing, even scary moment, but the answer is usually very, very straightforward. So what is this thing? The most crucial word to focus on here is benign. That means non-cancerous. It's not cancer, and it doesn't spread. Essentially, it's just a little contained spot of cartilage that grew where it wasn't supposed to, inside the bone marrow. That's it. And you might be wondering, is this rare? Actually, it's the complete opposite. If you have a bone tumor in your hand, an enchondroma is the most likely thing it is. They're found all the time in the little bones of the fingers in the palm, which, for a lot of people, really helps to hear. All right, so the next logical question is, if I have one of these, what am I supposed to be feeling? Are there any symptoms I should be looking out for? And here's the wild part. For most people, the answer is nothing. Absolutely nothing at all. The huge majority of enchondromas are completely asymptomatic, which is exactly why they're so often discovered by accident in the first place. But of course, that's not the case for everyone. Some people do experience symptoms. You might feel a sort of dull, nagging ache in the bone. Or maybe there's pain, but only when you're active or grabbing something. And here's a big one, a sudden, really sharp pain after just a minor bump. That can be a sign that the enchondroma has weakened the bone from the inside, causing what's called a pathologic fracture. Now, these are what we call the red flags. These are the signs that mean you should definitely get things checked out, and soon. If you have that sudden pain after a tiny injury, or you notice swelling that keeps getting worse, or you see a change in the shape of your finger, or you just have pain that won't quit, don't wait. Go get it looked at. Okay, so you have some of these signs, or maybe that incidental finding on an x-ray. How do doctors figure out that it's for sure an enchondroma and not something else? Well, thankfully, the process is usually pretty simple. You might think it involves all sorts of complicated tests, but nope. For the vast majority of cases, a simple x-ray is all it takes. Enchondromas just have this classic look, a well-defined, kind of cloudy spot inside the bone. Sometimes you can even see a telltale rings and arcs pattern, which is just the cartilage calcifying. In most situations, that x-ray is all they need for a confident diagnosis. So once you have that diagnosis, you arrive at a fork in the road. This is really the core decision-making part of the journey. Do we need to treat this, or is it better to just, watch and wait? It really breaks down into two main paths. Over on the left, you have observation, or what doctors call watchful waiting. This is usually the best way to go if the tumor is small, you're not in any pain, and the bone is nice and strong. But on the right, surgery is recommended for some pretty clear reasons. If you've already had a fracture, if the pain is constant, if the bone is getting weak, or if x-rays show that the tumor is actually getting bigger. So, what if you and your doctor decide surgery is the right move? It's totally natural to have questions. So let's pull back the curtain and look at what that process is actually like. The standard surgery is called a curettage, which is just a fancy word for scraping. It's a pretty straightforward four-step deal. First, the surgeon makes a small incision over the bone. Second, they use a special tool to carefully scrape out all that cartilage tumor. Third, they might pack that empty space with a bone graft to help it heal up strong. And finally, if there was a fracture, they might pop in a small pin or screw to keep everything stable while it heals. In recovery, it follows a pretty predictable timeline. For the first couple of days, keeping your hand up is the name of the game. It really helps with swelling. You'll usually have your first follow-up in 1 to 2 weeks to check on things and get any stitches out. Then you can expect to take it easy for about 4 to 6 weeks, especially with heavy lifting as that bone heals up. And all of that brings us to the most important part, right? The destination. What does life look like after you've been diagnosed and treated for an enchondroma? Well, the news here is overwhelmingly positive. As you can see, the chance of the tumor ever coming back, what's called recurrence, is really, really small.
We're talking less than 5% in most cases. And on the flip side, the chance of an excellent outcome, where the bone heals completely and you get all your function back, is extremely high. Surgery just works really well for this.
This quote from the source material really says it all, doesn't it? The prognosis is fantastic. With the right care, whether that's just watching it or having surgery, you can expect to do very, very well. So let's just bottom line this. The whole goal here, the entire point, is a full return to your normal life. You can fully expect your bone to get its original strength back, letting you get back to all your regular activities without any pain or limitations. So now that you understand the whole journey, from that first surprise on an X-ray all the way to an excellent long-term outlook, you're empowered to be a real partner in your own care. The next step is to think about what this all means for you. What's the most important question you need to ask your doctor to make this path right for your specific situation?